Hi everybody, Divya Pandit here. So let's talk about healing today. This video is for those followers of mine who cannot take my personal paid appointments and who need healing. I feel that what we have gone through in past few years, it has been really difficult time for everyone. And not everybody could reach out to me to take my personal sessions. So I thought of making this video because now we are on a transition period, transformation period, all of us, all zodiac signs, everybody. We are coming out of the bad phase of our life and we are walking towards the positive phase of our life. Okay, the time is changing. COVID is slowly being handled. Things will be very positive after October. Things will be much better for all of us, even in business, in our jobs, in all areas of our life, health, relationship. So we do need to heal ourselves because we do need to release that negative energy from the past, right? There are so many people going through health issues, money issues, and so on. So that is why I thought of making this video. If you can't come to me, you can do it yourself. We all have the ability and the strength to heal ourselves, right? So let's talk about healing. Healing that you can do to yourself, to your family, and to people who live on a distance. Now, who you can give healing? First, let me talk about the ground rule of healing, the basic of healing. I get so many comments and so many messages on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. People, message me personally. I want to give an advice, okay? When you are getting into any kind of healing, you are getting into, everything is karma and everything is energy, right? So you are stepping into an area where very strong karmas are going to be attached to you. So the people you will give healing will be those people you are also attaching your karma to. Here, if you are taking money, fine. When you take money, you cut all your karmas that time. When you're not taking money, that means you're attaching even more stronger karmas because you're doing favor to them and that favor has to be returned in some other karmic time, God knows which lifetime, this lifetime or the other lifetime and so on. So when you give healing to someone, the ground rule is you cannot give healing to anybody random. Suppose you feel that there is, giving an example, an accident on the road and suddenly you start run and start giving that person healing. No. You cannot give healing without permission. Suppose that accident was karmic to that person and a lesson to that person. So you will be interfering with that person's karma. You can only do healing for yourself, for your family members like your father, mother, brother, not even brother's wife, brother, children, sister, okay, not even to your in-laws, okay, and you can give to your husband. Only this should be a close circle. That's it. Your immediate blood related family members, you are allowed to give healing. If you're giving anything outside that, you need to charge money. Secondly, you cannot heal anybody without their permission. Even your mother, you need to take permission. Suppose your mother says no and she's not receptive, your healing is not going to work. Take permission and give healing. Only give healing to family members if you're giving free. If you're giving it to someone else, please take permission. Take minimum charge. Take 11 rupees. Take 1 rupee if you don't want to charge money. But there has to be an energy exchange. And that is why we healers are very particular about energy exchange. Because we don't want to attach our karmas to everybody. Right? So you have to remember this ground rule. If there is, I know so many girls contact me, so many guys contact me. Suppose we do this healing for our boyfriend. Suppose I will do so that he comes back. But you are doing against that person's permission. And you cannot enter that space very strictly. It maybe that boyfriend, girlfriend came in your life to teach you a lesson, to uplift your energy so that you learn something. Never touch healing without permission. If that person is not ready, your healing is not going to work. Okay? You can give your children, you can give your brothers, sisters, you can give your father, mother. Okay? Not even to your best friends. If your best friend wants healing, take permission. Mention, say that this is the energy exchange and then give. Okay, this is the ground rule of healing. Now, what is the first step of your healing? Let's talk about the first step. The first step of the healing is imagination. If you can see it, you can have it. You must have heard this, right? So imagination is the first step. The first step that you're going to take is work on your imagination if you're not good with it. And if you're good with it, then nothing like it. Suppose I am healing somebody's money. Give an example, I take my name only. I am healing Divya's money. Okay, right now, suppose she's not doing well with her money and I need to heal her money. So what will I do? I will imagine Divya first, the way state she is. Okay, I will see her, yeah, there is a lack of money, like she's upset. Then I will imagine slowly I will start sending her the divine light. Okay, and then I will start seeing the change in her. And then the third step will be seeing her absolutely abundant with a lot of money in her pocket, doing very well in life. That is how you should do your imagination and healing. Okay. Now, very important, there will be always a resistance coming from that person. Even if that person is given permission, sometimes we give permission for healing, but we still are resistant to releasing a lot of issues in our life. So that might come in between. So then you have to give healing to the resistance. Okay. Now the second step. Suppose you are using any kind of tool like candle magic, or if you are a pranic healers, Reiki healers, like a lot of people watch my video. Okay. You are if you're using that, you're using candle magic. Especially I feel candle magic healing also works very, very well. Like switch words work very, very well. Okay. So when you're doing any kind of spell to heal somebody or to heal your money, to relationship, anything, you can keep that person's picture in the altar that you create, okay, to do the candle magic. You can place a person's picture over there. You can place that person's cloth or any object belongs to that person. If you don't have any of these things, just write that person's name and keep it over there. That I'm sending, directing the energy to that person's name. You can do that. Okay. You could even use crystal. You can use a lot of herbs and oils. Okay. In your rituals. Crystals also are very good proxy for people's energy. Suppose giving example, my son's name is Amitabh. And suppose he's gone abroad for studies. Okay. I know so many parents who are worried about their children. So I will take a crystal that connects with my child's intuitively. Okay. So my son loves tiger eye a lot and pyrite. They are his favorite crystals. So I will take pyrite and tiger eye. Suppose your son or daughter, whoever your child is, doesn't have their favorite crystal. So you will just use some neutral crystal like rose quartz or clear quartz. Those are neutral crystals. So you will take those and you will keep an intention. Now first thing that you need to do is when you make your crystal as your proxy. Okay, that's what I call. So you do one thing. You cleanse the crystal. You will wash it with salt water nicely. Okay, dry it. Then you will with a incense stick, sage, whatever you have, camphor, with that you will cleanse it. Okay, remove all the other energies from that. Then you're going to hold in your hand, put the name of the person and keep a strong intention, what you need to heal. Right? And then you can place this crystal in the altar and do the candle ritual, which is going to be a very good way of healing someone. So you can make that crystal as a proxy to your child, to your husband, to anybody. Okay, that you can do. That's a very, very nice way to heal someone. And don't worry, after that you don't have to throw the crystals. Suppose in case you're doing it for a client. There are many people who watch my videos. I know there are professionals also who take advice from my video. You can give that crystal later on if you're charging for the ritual. And if you're charging for the healing, you can later on give that crystal to your client to keep so that the healing works better. If that person is at a distance, post it to that person. Okay, otherwise keep it in your altar till that healing happens, right? And once it's done, okay, if the crystal is still with you, the healing is done, the work is done, you can uncharge the crystal by similar way, by putting an intention that I remove the energy of so and so. Like my son's name is Amitabh, so I will say I remove the energy of Amitabh from this crystal and bring it back to the original energy, wash it with salt water, and then use it again for something else. So suppose I'll use it again for my daughter's healing, or my mother's healing, or my brother's healing. So crystals don't have to be thrown. They can be uncharged and used again. Okay? You don't have to throw it. Sometimes investing in crystals is a good thing. You can invest in crystals because you can keep particular 5-7 crystals with you, which you can, use, reuse all the time. Okay? Now, the other thing is chanting switch words, chanting mantras. I am coming up with a video of mantras very soon. Mantras according to the birth date. Okay? So you can use switch words, you can use mantras, the way of using switch word, I will be putting a small ritual and how to make the switch word and how to keep everything by the end of the video, so don't miss the end. Okay, chanting switch word with the name of the person and place. Okay, so I'm chanting for Divya Pandit. I will use my name only for an example. I'm chanting for Divya Pandit's money and relationship. I want to do both together. Okay, I will chant together divine, and I will put an intention Divya Pandit who lives in Mumbai, Maharashtra. That is very important because I have to direct, accurately the energy to that person. If in case you don't know the place, then leave it. Just do by the name. But anyways, if you know the person, you will know where that person is staying. Okay, then I will say together divine. Count, that is for money. Charm, that is for relationship. Okay, together divine, count, charm, Divya Pandit, be now done. And to speed up the process, I will say wolf magic now. Right? Wolf magic now always speeds the process. So, together divine, count, charm, Divya Pandit, be now done. So what I'm doing is I'm directing the energy to Divya. Whether I do it for myself, I can chant for myself, or I'm chanting for maybe my son. Suppose I'm chanting for my son's health. Okay, 10,000 is the frequency code for health, any kind of health issue, and I think I had put that. I think I had put that on Instagram. I don't know whether I have put that clipping on YouTube. So you will say, my son's name is Amitabh. Okay. So I will say Amitabh 10,000 or 10,000 Amitabh. Either or. Okay. And I will chant this 21 times, directing the whole energy to him. And while I'm chanting, maybe a switch word or I'm chanting a mantra. Suppose I want to do Hanuman Chalisa for my son. So I will first take his name, put an intention that I am chanting for him, and then start chanting. Or I am doing a Mahamrityunjay jap for health. So I am going to say Amitabh, this is for Amitabh, and then I will start Trimbakam Yajamahe, Sugandham Pushti Vardhanam. So I am going to start. Or I am going to do something for manifestation. Okay, I am going to take his name and then do the Gayatri Mantra. Gayatri Mantra is one of the most powerful manifestation mantras. You can do the similar thing with energy circles. Right? Similar thing you can do with energy circles. Now let's talk about energy circles. Okay, I will be putting in the end how to make it. So don't worry. Okay, same, you take a paper, make a red pen circle on the paper, write that person's name. Okay, now if that person is in my house, so I will stick that energy circle in that person's room or wherever that person is sleeping. Or I will, if that person is on distance, then what will I do? I will make the energy circle. I am going to write that person's name. Suppose I will write Amitabh, my son. I want to heal his health. So in a very short way, I'm going to write heal health. Please heal his health. He has issue with whatever. No writing long sentences. Just write in short. Heal health. Bring money. Bring love. Bring the right relationship. Always write it in like 2-3 words in short and very powerful. It should really mean, it should just, hit on the right spot. Very powerful and very short, 2-3 words. Heal health, heal money, bring money, clear loans. Anything that is it short and sweet. Okay, write it that way. And then you're going to write down, where does that person live? Mumbai. Okay, made it very specific and direct. Then what you do with that energy circle, either you stick it on the, I like to keep a pillow here. Okay, so either you stick it where that person is sleeping, staying, studying, or on your child's desk where the child studies. The other option is you can take a cardboard. Take a cardboard, stick the paper on the cardboard. Okay, one, you can keep it in your altar while you're doing the candle magic, so the energy is directly directed there. The other option is you can make coasters out of it. You can laminate them with plastic, make coasters. Every time your child drinks milk, Tang, Coke, whatever they drink, water, the glass all the time should be on that EC, energy circle. Okay, if you're doing it for an elderly person, cup of tea, coffee, water, anything. You can even write it on the water bottle so that the energy goes there. But this also is a very good option. Okay, you can keep it there. And also you can use, similar thing in your candle magic also. You can make coasters out of it. You can keep it there. If you're doing distant healing for someone very far. So what you're going to do, you're going to, similar way, you're going to make it, stick it on a cardboard, keep it in your mandir and altar, keep a strong intention so that the healing from that energy circle, that should go to your client or your parents. Even if sometimes we are living in the same city, we are not meeting and we have to give healing to our parents, you can do that. There are many ways of doing it. And then later, when your work is done, just tear it off and throw it. There's no special way of throwing it. You can just throw it off anywhere. Okay. Okay. You can even keep these energy circles. You can keep it in the office. You can keep it on your husband's or your own desk as a coaster all the time in office. We normally tend to drink a lot of tea, coffee while working. So you can keep it there or make it like a nice frame stand and keep it, so that energy keeps working and helping you to release all your blocks. There are many ways to do it. Many ways. So now the next step is using geodes. Geodes, I have this one which I had got for my son. Okay, this is a geode. This is called a geode. You can see there are crystals inside. This is an amethyst geode. Amethyst is one of the most beautiful crystals ever. Okay, I'll tell you why. Because amethyst removes all blocks. Amethyst removes money blocks. Amethyst is a very spiritual crystal. Amethyst helps you in a lot of things. Money abundance, healing anxiety, depression. It helps you in your sleep issues. Okay. So my son, when he was much younger, now he's 14. And when he was much younger, he used to suffer from a lot of nightmares. Okay. Of course, I did my mantras and everything, but then I realized that those issues were not getting solved. So when I did a little bit of research, I learned that geodes, they are a little expensive in cost. Okay. But they're a very good investment, let me tell you. This geode really helped, because that is why till today I keep it, because I thank this crystal for helping me heal his nightmares and sleep issues. Okay, this I kept, and also he used to get very hyper in the daytime. So amethyst will also help you with hyperactive children or even individuals, elderly people who are absolutely hyper. If you see, some people can't sit in one place, and it is a very unbalanced energy, you know. So this crystal will help you in multi-purpose. Okay, geode. Why is it so important and why geodes are expensive? First of all, they are just the original form of crystals. Okay. Secondly, they're the cave shape. Now, this is one whole rock cut from ground. Can you see this? So this closes like this. This is one whole rock. I bought 2 pieces. You can even buy 1/2. Not necessary you have to buy the whole thing. Okay? Why? Because when we keep a geode with an intention, you know, the energy of the geode works very slow. It's like a turtle. It works absolutely slow but for sure. So it took like a month for this crystal to work. But believe me, the problem was eradicated permanently. But you have to have that faith and trust to do it. When I kept an intention for my son and I kept it near his bedside, I could literally feel the energy from inside slowly clockwise. You can see slowly clockwise it comes out, slowly, slowly, slowly. And I'm directed towards my son, so it slowly goes into his subconscious and starts giving healing to him. Isn't that beautiful? And actually works very, very well. So I love geodes, and they are, like I said, they're very expensive. So it depends whether you want to use this. So this is an option I'm giving you. Not necessarily this has to be there in the healing. This is an option. This is an optional additional knowledge that I'm giving you all. So if you keep a geode for any reason, for money, for relationship, for nightmares, for spirituality, for your third eye, and so on, there are thousands of reasons and thousands of geodes available. If you can't find any other geode, just buy a clear quartz geode. Clear quartz also works for everything as it's the master crystal. Okay, use a geode, little bit investment in it, but it works very, very, very well. Very well. Especially a clear quartz or maybe citrine, amethyst. These are really beautiful and they work very well. Citrine geode works very well for money and getting a balance in your life. So a little bit investment if people want to make. Geodes are beautiful energy to use, and I have used it, so I know how beautifully it works. Okay, now let's learn how to do healing. Okay, these are the options I gave you. Many other options that you can do. Now, how to do healing? Okay, suppose I want to heal myself. Okay, I want to remove all my negative blocks. I want to remove black magic. I want to remove all the money blocks, relationship blocks. So what I'm going to do now, this is my hand. Okay, this portion I'm talking about. This portion. Okay, if you all can see this portion. You're going to take this portion. Okay, now I'll hold my hand like this so you all can see. Take your finger. Now clockwise. Now the camera is opposite, so maybe you can't see it clockwise, but I'm taking it clockwise. I'm turning my finger like this, round clockwise. I'll do it here so that you all can see. Okay, clockwise. You have to do it here, but remember, I'm just doing it so that you all can see. Clockwise, I am going to start doing. Now, if you want to heal yourself or you want to heal your family, anybody, children, elders, anybody, you can do this. Take their hand here only and clockwise start doing this. Now, clockwise, I am releasing all the money blocks. I am manifesting for better business, more clients, more students. I am manifesting for a good relationship, family bonding. I will continue this for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or if you all can do it for 20 minutes, good. Do not put pressure. Do not do this. Do it very lightly. Very lightly. You can see my skin is not pressed. Okay? This is for manifestation. Okay? Now, to release, you're going to go anti-clockwise. I'm releasing anger. I'm releasing depression, anxiety, health issues. I'm releasing black magic, evil eye, nazar, anti-clockwise. Okay, this is what you're going to do to yourself and people physically who are present, next to you, your clients, your family, anybody you can do this. Okay, with a strong intention. So you're going to just take a deep breath, sit down, and that person also to take a deep breath and sit down. Take the hand and start doing this clockwise or anti-clockwise, whatever the intention is. At the same time, you're going to imagine any color light coming from the universe. Okay, channeling into your hand. Okay, and passing on to that person while you're doing that. Okay, clock or anti-clock. So that whatever healing you're passing on to that person or to yourself, that goes easily. And at that time, whatever messages you get, please note down. So that is how you will do your healing. Okay, so this was my last point. Now we are going to go and I will show you the candle ritual. In the candle ritual, all these points which I told you, how you can do it while you're doing the candle magic. I will add all these things into candle magic, and I also will show you the energy circle. Come on, let's go. Hi everybody, Divya Pandit here. So now, this is my altar. So now I'm going to teach you how to do healing. Okay, if you are sitting in front of your mandir or your altar. This is practically my mandir. Okay, and these are my deities. I keep Ganesh Ji, Mother Kuan, Fortuna, Green Tara, and Merlin, Master Merlin. Okay, I don't do any ritual without these people. Okay, I always have their presence. Fine. So now, as I was speaking about energy circles, so this is the energy circle I have created just to show you all. Okay, what did I do? I took a plain paper. Okay, like we get these printer papers, plain papers. I kept this on this. I drew a circle with a red marker. Okay, I drew a circle. Then, if you can see, now just for just to show you all, I have created this name, John Denver. Okay, I have just written in short. So suppose I'm doing money and love both. Bring abundance and love. So I've made it very short and sweet. Name of the person, John Denver, staying in Delhi, where he stays, as I'm doing distance healing. If you're doing people who are present here, don't need to write the place. Okay, I put together divine count, charm, be now done. Now always remember, do not touch the lines. The inside lines you don't have to touch. See, I have kept a gap. So you don't have to touch the inside lines. And when you write a swish word, keep a gap between them. Okay. And I have written Fehu, as Fehu is the symbol for money. And this is for unconditional love. You can also put something else, whatever you believe in. Okay. Now, outside the circle, I have written poverty, lack of money, bad relationship. Why? Because that is what I don't want for this person. I'm banishing. So anything you put outside the circle is banishing that thing. Remember this. Okay. So whatever I want to manifest is inside. Whatever I want to banish is outside the energy circle. You can paste it on a cardboard and keep it in your altar like this, so that that energy reaches that person, or even if that person is living in your house, that person can still, you can still do this. Okay. Now, as I taught you all to take your left hand, this is my left hand and do clockwise and anti-clockwise. So you're going to do it here also. Fine. Now this you will do if you're doing self-healing. Okay. And if the person is present with you, you can make that person sit next to you and start doing this. Fine. You can do here also. Secondly, now what I'm going to do is, first, now these are my 2 candles for the gods and goddesses. Okay. I am going to first clear the space. Okay. My AC does not allow me anything. Okay. I'm just burning this sage with these candles. You can use camphor, you can use
incense stick. I had sage, so I'm using sage. My daughter gifted it to me recently. So yeah, so I'm going to cleanse everything that is present here, including the deity statues, the energy circle, okay, all the decoration things that I have put here, my ducks, okay, everything I'm going to cleanse first. So I've cleansed this place basically now. So clear the space for my ritual, right? So I'm going to, this is done, the work is done, so I don't want to use it more. Okay, fine. Now what I'm going to do is, this is my, in this I'm going to put my ritual candle. Okay, now this paper I have written what I want to manifest or what I want to release. Okay, what I've done is I have put it into 3 folds, if you can see. Okay, this is the first fold. Now if I want something, I'm going to fold it towards me. Okay, if I don't want something, I'm going to fold it outwardly. Like this is something I don't want. If I want something, okay, this way you'll do 3 folds. I've kept it under the candle stand. Now I am going to make a proxy. Now this is my proxy. Suppose my son lives with me and he's not interested in all this, and I want a proxy so that I can do his healing. So I'm putting a proxy here. This is a opalite. Okay, and if you want, you can put more. Like I have more people to do healing. In one altar you can do 2-3 healings. Okay, so you can add 1 more crystal here or something. I've kept mandarin duck so that, you know, the love energy is present, because I'm doing money and love both. Okay, and this candle which I am going to anoint now. So now before anointing the candle, you can either you know, coat it with butter, with olive oil, with vegetable oil, or any kind of essential oil related to your work. Like rose oil is love, sage is removing negativity, you know. For money business, you can add cinnamon oil, mint oil, or mint powder, or cinnamon powder, and so on. Right? So I'm going to now first anoint the candle here, and I'm going to write. So what you're going to do is, when you're lighting your candle, remember, when you're anointing your candle, if you hold the wick outside, that is releasing. You hold the wick towards you is manifesting. Okay. Second thing, whoever you're lighting this candle for, you're going to write their name on it. How will you write the name? You're going to write, if you want that person to basically remove negativity. I think I've explained it in my last ritual. You will start the alphabet from up to down, and sorry, when you're manifesting, it's the first alphabet will be here, and if you're releasing, the first alphabet will be down. Okay, you're going to burn the candle here. If that you're doing self-healing, you're going to start this, imagining all the good things. Also, you can imagine the universe is sending you some light. Okay, or the person living with you, you can make them sit with you, your client or your family, anyone. And if you're doing distant healing, what you're going to do, you're going to take this energy circle. Okay, you're going to do the same thing, clockwise for manifesting, anti-clockwise for releasing, while you're imagining, like I said, imagining the issue. So you're going to keep doing this, releasing, manifesting, same way what you're going to do here. Okay, what you're going to do here, you're going to do it on the energy circle. Okay, and then after you're done, you're going to keep it back here, and your healing is done. You can do this for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, even if you can sit for 20 minutes, which is a good time, sit for 20 minutes. Now if you're doing for more than 1 people, you need more than 1 proxies, you need more than 1 candle. For different people, different candles. This is the way to do healing for your family, for your friends. If you're a professional, you can do it for your clients. You can learn from here and start your own business. I'll be very, very happy, and please do comment and tell me that you have benefited. Okay, that's all for today. Please call me for paid appointments, email me for paid appointments only, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. That's all for today. Goodbye. God bless. Bye-bye.